Well, good morning, fellow shippers from Farmington, New Mexico, Fellowship of Spirit. Here we are on a glorious Sunday. Looks like spring is coming through all the windows here. It's beautiful. Really glad to have you all here. My name is Steve Barker. I'm your host for today. Wearing my googly glasses because that's still the only thing that works to read. So, let me see, February 2nd is today. We got people filing into the sanctuary here. Hopefully and we got the kids here today too, so this is going to be a great time. Unfortunately, Mark Wolf, who was scheduled to speak, has gotten laryngitis or something. He no longer has a voice, so our own Shaye Johnson has jumped right up and done a quick study and is prepared to give us her ad-lib talk. And what is that talk going to be about, Shaye?
Meta-thought.
Pardon?
Meta-thought.
Meta-thought. That's two words with a hyphen, and which is an interesting concept. And I can't wait to hear her take on it. So we're going to start with our prelude, which is also going to be performed by Shaye. So she's fulfilling two different roles, wearing two different hats today. And here is her prelude, which is the Spirit of Life. I present Shaye Johnson. Is that today is potluck Sunday, so we will have potluck after our gathering here, after our celebration of life. And are there any other announcements we should
Just that we have booked the park for the summer solstice on Friday, June 20th.
According to Jerry, we've got summer solstice booked, the park that we're going in, which is
not 710th, the other one.
Kiwanis.
30th Street.
Kiwanis
Park on 30th Street. So we're all set up for that ahead of time.
There'll be more notice. June's a long way off.
Yeah, it's in June, so quite a ways off, but it's good to have that.
5 to 4:30 to 8.
4:30 to 8.
It'll be between 4:30 and 8, so show up early, bring Are we gonna be doing
I don't know.
barbecue?
I
We
don't know.
haven't
I
figured
don't
that
know.
out yet.
June's 6 months away.
Yeah, we're 6
5
months, we
months
got
away.
6 months to make up our minds.
Yes,
Sure it's gonna be better than ever.
we'll discuss it at the board meeting
And the next board meeting will be
next Sunday.
next Sunday. Wow, here we go.
I mean, you know, unless we don't want it to be next Sunday, but we usually try to have one the second Sunday of every month.
Uh-huh. Okay. And I see, John and Margot Bryson has joined us. We got Don and Neva on with us, and we got, Yvette, also known as Gaia Love, out there in Zoom land. And so, we're gonna have an opening prayer, and our multi-talented Jerry's gonna give that to us.
This is one that I copied from somewhere else. Father, your peace is mine. What need have I to fear that anything can rob me of what you would have me keep? I cannot lose your gifts to me, and so the peace you gave is with me still, in quietness and in my own eternal love for you. Eternal love for you. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you, Jerry. That sounds like something out of Course in Miracles.
I believe it was.
Huh?
I believe it was.
Yeah, I believe so too. And so we're still in the old format here where we're using the laptop to control and be our main camera. However, we're getting ready to transition to a little more open feeling, and we're still working on that. I have a feeling that during the board meeting we'll actually start implementing that. So, okay, next we have a song, again by Shaye, back over here. And it's...
This is from a unity hymnal that came to me through Penny's passing. So the songs today, you won't find in any of the hymnals we have here. I'll just be singing them for you.
Yeah, you're a little muddy there. It's the name of the song is None Is Like God.
Am I too hot?
No, it's just kind of...
Too close to my mouth?
It's too much ambient, too much what
It's got reverb on you.
reverberance.
I'll turn off the reverb.
Okay,
Okay.
I think that might help.
So great, so pure, so high. None is like God, whose name is love, and who is always nigh. In all the earth there is no spot excluded from His care. We cannot go where God is not, for He is everywhere. He is our best, our kindest friend, and guards us night and day. To our wants He will attend, and answer when we pray. Oh, if we love Him as we ought, and on His grace rely, we shall be joyful and let not our God is always nigh.
Thank you, Shaye. Beautiful, beautiful. And here, if you look in this other camera here, I don't know how to, let me see if I can do that. Pin. Yeah, pin. There, you can see Fred, he's in the back running the sound booth, and eventually we're gonna have our computer back there, so everything's gonna be directed from back there. So we're working our way towards that. Thank you for your patience. Let me see if I can get rid of that. Oh, anyway. Here, do this. Yeah, we won't have to do this. Somebody else will be in charge of messing it all up. I'm just gonna put my phone down.
Gotta do it on the computer, not on the phone.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
Over on your picture, you gotta pin your picture.
Okay.
Say, yeah,
So I'm gonna go, well, if I do that, I'll remove the pin, but I can't.
go to the other one and say
Yeah,
remove.
there it is. Okay, it didn't
Yeah,
show up
there you
before. It did now. Such are the vagaries of Zoom. And we may even be looking at getting a better version of Zoom, so. All for the betterment of listening, or thousands of people out there listening and watching us. Okay, back to the program. Enough ad-libbing here.
Reflective moment.
Pardon?
Reflective moment.
Oh yes, we're gonna do the reflection moment, which, and also we've had Jenny Jones join us. And so the reflection moment was written by her mother, Midge Jones, and who I was privileged to live with for a while. And so please repeat with me. Love produces a flow of energy that I now feel. I love others more than ever, and I feel privileged to be here. Love flows from one person to another as we create an atmosphere of holiness, and so it is. Thank you. Blessed thoughts. Okay, next we're going to have the spiritual reading, which I've signed up to do. Please give me a moment while I find the page. I think I've got it right here. Yes, and it's out of the Science of Mind Daily Guides. I actually rehearsed it this morning, so the name of it's Let's Start with the Body. Okay. As I said to my body softly, I want to be your friend. It took a long breath and replied, I have been waiting my whole life for this. That's by a guy named Nayaraya Wahid. The next quote is, as the spirit heals the mind automatically reacts in the body. That's from the Essential Ernest Holmes. Let's face it, the body is an amazing piece of art. It is mechanical in that it moves. It is definitely alive, as evidenced by the fact that I wrote these words and you're reading them. The heart pumps blood throughout the system. The lungs oxygenate the blood, which in turn feeds the muscles of the hands that wrote these words and nourishes the eyes that read them. Obviously, we cannot walk without feet, ankles, knees, thighs, hips, and the upper body too. What I find truly amazing is that none of this happens without first having the thought to take that step. Therefore, the body must be connected to the brain and to the divine mind. The body connects us with everything. Take a moment to stand outside and take a few deep breaths. Push the crown of your head up towards the sky. Now feel your feet rooting into the earth. You are where heaven meets earth. Standing right here. Here is a line from a spoken artist named Talib Kweli. It speaks so nicely to our being connected. I can see my own face without a reflection. I can't see my own face without a reflection. Whether it be your reaction to my expression, a mirror, or water. I need the outside to see the inside, which is where I reside. Through this understanding, I know all things are one. The affirmation is, I love my body. It is the temple of living spirit. My body is healthy and whole, and getting healthier and wholer. Thank you. Steve. Okay, so we're up for another song. Also not in the Wings of Song or the binder, and it's the name of the song is God is Love. So I present Shaye again.
God is love, that love surrounds me. In that love I safely dwell. 'Tis above, beneath, within me. Love is mine, and all is well. God is love, pure love. God is love, sweet love. That love is mine. Mine and all is well. God is life, that life surrounds me. In that life I safely dwell. 'Tis above, beneath, within me. Life is mine and all is well. God is life, pure life. God is life, sweet life. That life is mine, mine, and all is well. God is health, that health surrounds me. In that health I safely dwell. 'Tis above, beneath, within me. Health is mine, and all is well. God is health, pure health. God is health, sweet health. That health is mine, mine, and all is well. God is peace, that peace surrounds me. In that peace I safely dwell. 'Tis above, beneath, within me. Peace is mine, and all is well. God is peace, pure peace. God is peace, sweet peace. That love is mine, mine, and all is well.
Thank you, Shaye. Okay, which brings us to our message, which was going to be brought to us by Mark Wolf, but he has laryngitis or some such disability and is unable to perform today. So Shaye spent some time while we were doing our book reading this morning and was inspired to put together a talk for us. So I invite Shaye up here and she will give the talk. You want this chair, Shaye?
No, no, it's okay.
It'd be easier than me turning it because all the cables might.
Oh, all the cables.
Yeah, so. Okay, go
All
ahead.
right, we'll work with it.
Yeah. Just put that on
Hi.
the keyboard if you want.
Bear with me a moment while I get mic'd up.
Shaye's getting wired up here.
Can you hear me?
A little louder.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So this will be kind of off the cuff. Even though I've written everything I'm gonna say, I took 4 posts on my blog and kind of condensed them into one talk. So it won't be super in-depth each thing, but hopefully it comes together. So it's kind of my journey over the last few months, I've been developing my own thoughts on spirituality. I feel that a spiritual journey is very personal, and each one of us is going to look different. And the point is to find the truth that resonates with you. Fellowship talks about God as you understand him, or her, it, as you will. And my journey that I've been taking, I've been developing a very different view of God. And I was trying over the years to be with this group and that group, and felt that I didn't fit. Even here, I'm different. I love Fellowship of Spirit for the community, and New Thought has informed my spirituality, but I am not New Thought. I am afraid to tell you. I am what I'm going to talk about today. I call it meta thought. And this is, like I said, stuff that I've been sharing on my blog. It's, if you are interested, I'm on Substacks, and it's called Liberated. So it started out to kind of give you an idea of where I'm coming from. Let's talk about metamodernism. That is the age that we are in now. There was the modern age, the postmodern age. Now we are in metamodernism. And metamodernism, I'll read for you, is a term for cultural discourse and a paradigm that has emerged after postmodernism. It refers to new forms of contemporary art and theory that respond to modernism and postmodernism. And here's the part I want you to get. They integrate aspects of both together. And if you look at meta, the term meta just by itself, it means beyond, more comprehensive, transcending. So for me, meta thought is a new way of thinking. It's what I call what I think. And it integrates aspect of old religions and new age and new thought, and kind of tries to bring them together, integrating them. And so I'm just going to tell you a little bit of the nuts and bolts. And I start with God, looking at God differently. When we think of God, there's usually two camps. There's God as a personal creator who made the universe and everything in it. And then there's God, the impersonal force that is the ground of all being, but it necessarily doesn't have personality. It just is. And to me, I take both and I say God is a spectrum, impersonal and personal, creator and force, on opposite ends of one spectrum, all expressed as the full potential of God. I put them together. And I don't have necessarily a myth that I can tell you how it works. That's something I want to write one day, is a new myth. I think it would be beautiful. Anyway, so God, having full potential, is the source of everything. Where we're used to saying God is the source of love and everything good and positive. That's how we think, but if God is the source of everything, he's also the source of hate and evil and negative. You have life and death animate and inanimate, conscious and unconscious. They're all related and connected to each other through spectrum. And so I say that God has full potential. And somebody might be like, are you saying God is evil? And I'm like, no, but I'm saying God has potential. When you think of someone who's truly powerful and strong, you usually think of somebody who's also gentle. They're not using their full strength and pushing people around. They're under control. And that's how I think of God, having full potential for good and evil, love and hate, positive and negative, all in one being. And so meta thought honors everything. And I think about God, and since we live in a realm where we can't see God as reality, we can only see from our perspective, I think as below, so above. I took the Wiccan saying and I switched it around, and I said, I want to take my highest imaginings and think of God that way. So I think of God as honoring love as the highest expression of human potential, of God potential, love. And order, there being reason for everything, consciousness, creativity, balance, and I see God as being above gender, not one or the other, but both. Oh, I forgot my phone, just a moment. I wrote a poem a while back that I wanted to read to you that kind of gives a picture of how I see God. It starts out talking about God in the ways that we traditionally view God, where I'm praying and I'm saying traditional things, and then God answers and changes how I see him or her or it. So easy to say him. Oh God, come near me. I feel alone and you so far away, way up in your heaven. It's dark now and cold in this winter time of dying. Please remind me that you are there like the sun behind the clouds still shining, and you will return in the spring of renewal as warm and bright as ever. Oh God, embrace me. The world is full of chaos, fires and wind, hate and fighting. I fear the approaching dark. The balance is shifting. Nothing will be the same. Remind me of your perfection, that your will holds sway. Everything happens as it should, and right will prevail. Oh child, I am near you. There is nowhere that I am not. I am in the bright sunlight kissing your cheek. I'm in the cool soil grounding your feet. I'm in the wild fires consuming overgrowth. I'm in the falling rain renewing the earth. Oh child, I do embrace you. Feel my touch in your thoughts. I'm the warm blanket wrapping your shoulders. I'm in the dark night making time for rest. I'm in sacred death beginning new life. I'm in the face of your neighbor displaying diversity. I am everywhere. Look for me where you think I am not, and find me there. So when it came time for solstice, I talked about cycle. I talked about things that end and releasing things that no longer serve, I talked about new beginnings and bringing newness into our lives. And this was a time when I thought about cycles. And when I think about God, I think of spectrum and the full potential, and I think about cycles as well. Life and death, reincarnation, life again, and death again, ongoing. There's a theory, a teaching from Hinduism called the cycle of world ages that I've adopted. It's because history is largely unknown more than a few thousand years ago. Human history is, anyway. And the cycle of world ages is a theory that describes the sun as revolving with a dark twin around a light source in the center of the galaxy. And it takes about 25,000 years to go through this cycle. And the closer the sun is to the center of the galaxy, the Earth experiences a golden age. The farther the sun is from the center and the light source, the Earth goes through a dark time. And if you follow this theory, they're saying we're coming out of a dark time and going back into the light. I won't go deeply into that, but if you're curious, I can give you more information. There's also something called the greater cycle of world ages that continues every 432,000 years. And then if you take it beyond that and think of the life of the universe, think of the Big Bang and life and the eventual end of the universe that science talks about, however the form that might take. I think, is that the end? Because to me, like reincarnation, you have life and death and life again. And so in the life of a universe, I think of the beginning, the end, and the beginning again. And beyond that, bigger even than that, I think of God. Did God begin? Will God end? And will God begin again? To me, it's a beautiful picture of cycles. And that is kind of an introduction to my spirituality. How it informs my life is like the practical applications. I want to talk about that for a few minutes. So for me, the very center piece, the cornerstone, whatever you want to say, that's balance. The Buddha talks about finding a middle path. For me, it's avoiding extremes where you're not focused on the positive all the time, and you're not falling into negativity either. You're finding a middle path. Because if you go too far into the positive, you can disconnect from your problems. You can cut off undesirable emotions. You can vilify negativity and fear. And to me, all of those things, they're tools that help me see the whole picture of life rather than it being black and white. I see a whole range of colors anchored with black, black being the negative. I see fear as a way to stay safe and negativity as a way to keep grounded and compassionate for people around me. If I say, don't allow myself to see the needs of people around me, then I'm stifling something inside, I feel. And so I want to balance my view of positive and negative. And then there's acceptance and action. One thing that I learned to do this year was to meditate. I couldn't do it before. It was like fighting off thoughts and emotions, and it was not peaceful for me. It did not feel good. And Patrick Harbula, that's a name you'll hear me say sometimes, helped me be able to meditate by saying, instead of pushing away your thoughts and pushing away your emotions, because when you do that, they just keep coming back, he said, accept them. Say, join me, pretend they're sitting cross-legged with you in a circle, join me, and I accept you. And I started doing that with my meditation, and wow, my thoughts would sit down and be quiet. Of course, I had other things come up, but it's a practice of acceptance of where I am in life every day. And I started doing that outside of meditation with my emotions, because they're troublesome, slippery little things. And I started saying, instead of pushing against an emotion, I just said, okay, I feel angry right now. I accept that, and I ask it to join me. Like I'm going for a walk, and it's walking with me. And you know what? It would simmer down and become manageable, because I acknowledged it was there and I didn't make it bad. Does that mean radical acceptance, that I should accept everything that comes in my life? I gave that some thought for a while, and I said, no, if a person is going to accept everything, that would make them an ascetic, where they live out in the woods with no clothes and no food, and that's what radical acceptance looks like to me, and I don't think that's quite right. So we have agency to act. Plants, bacteria, animals, humans, we all have the ability to affect our lives and make changes. And I think that gives us a responsibility to change things for the better. And as another thing, acceptance, action. You don't want to go into an extreme with either one. Then there's oneness and individuality. I'll talk more about that here in a minute. Then there's thought and no thought. If you give too much time in your head, like I often do, and just let thoughts swirl all the time and think that's who I am, that's wrong, I've heard. I'm not my thoughts. I'm not my emotions. And then there are people who say there is no self. And I think that's kind of an extreme that I don't go there, because how do I turn off this view of myself that here I am? So I balance time thinking and time not thinking. And then I work on emotional intelligence, learning to honor my emotions and listen to them because they're telling me the truth about something. But I'm not suppressing them, and I'm not dishonorably throwing them out in front of people either. Learning to deal with them. And then the second thing about meta thought is authenticity. And I used to change myself to be more acceptable, to conform to social norms, to conform to the way I was raised and what my parents expected from me. And I want to honor individuality. If I deny my individuality in order to feel one with everybody else, I'm actually creating chaos within myself. If I suppress my feelings to keep the status quo, I necessitate feelings of anger and resentment, which try to reestablish me as a person. Only by being deeply authentic and honoring myself am I able to show up within a community as a truly loving, peaceful part of the whole. So as an individual, I want to identify my values. If you had to boil down into 2 words what your values are, what would you pick? You can probably guess mine because I'm talking about them. I picked balance. I picked authenticity. Think about what makes you tick. What values help you make hard decisions? And if you write them down, it'll help you live with more consciousness, your own values. And then there is purpose. Why am I here on earth? I've had to answer that question. And nobody can come up to you and tell you, not even a minister or a psychic or spiritual person, nobody can come up to you and tell you what your purpose is. It's something you have to decide for yourself, I have learned. And so I've started to say every day, life is what I make it, and I'm building a beautiful life. And I want to follow curiosity and inspiration. I want to develop my own personal view of God, and that's something I want to see other people do. Instead of being like, oh, she thinks God is spectrum and has full potential. I think she's a little weird. And these cycle things, I don't think I get it. You don't have to. You don't have to agree with me about the way I think of God. If I were to have a group of people following meta thought, I would hope we all had different pictures of God in our mind, because that's reality. Even married people who say they believe the same have different pictures of God in their mind. And I feel like if we follow our heart, we'll see in God what is most important to us, and we'll develop our highest imaginings of how God might be. And that's what I want to see happen for other people, is that they follow their own heart and come up with their own imaginings of God and follow their own spiritual path and see what it looks like for them. And I also want to respect my place within cycle, to think about growth as being a process that takes time. It's tempting to say, I don't like where I am, here's my goal, and I'm going to jump there and live as if I'm in that place. But the truth is, we have to take one step at a time to get to where we want to be. And we can't rush. Otherwise, we are pretending. We are being fake. We need to honor where we are in the process. And if in that process I feel frustrated and sad, then that's where I am. And to be balanced and to be authentic, I need to say, I am frustrated and I am sad. And then after I've taken time to honor my sadness and let it talk to me about what I'm ready to let go of, then I can move on to the next step of where I want to be, but not before. I can't carry that sadness with me into a new way of being. And the other part of meta thought that I haven't written about yet, and so I'm not going to talk a lot about it, is love. I feel like love needs to be the basis for everything that we do. There's self-love, which I think is where we have to start. Most religions will have us start with sacrificial love, where you put other people in front of you and call that honorable. But I'm saying start with loving yourself. You've heard the example, if you're on an airplane and there's an emergency, put on your oxygen mask before you help someone else. This is the kind of self-love that I'm talking about. I'm not talking about self-centeredness or selfishness. I'm talking about self-care and love and acceptance for who you are first. And then coming together in community and giving sacrificially to the people around you, having love and respect for people in community, connecting with family, partners, romance, all that. Those are different kinds of love, different expressions of love, but I think it needs to come out of a deep, abiding love for yourself first. So that is what I had to say about Metathought. My hope is that Metathought can become a movement someday of personal spiritual expression. Beyond balance and authenticity and love, it wouldn't have a dogma that everybody had to believe the same thing. It would celebrate spiritual diversity and would encourage us all to find our own path. So thank you for the opportunity to share.
Thank you, Shaye. Thanks for giving us something to think about.
Yeah. We got you on the spot here, so maybe it's good time for questions and answers.
I liked
Jerry,
the
would you care to come
thought
on?
of coming up with your values. And so I wrote down one of them, but then I had to look up the meaning of values to find the other one. And so values is like your principles or your standard of what you believe in.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think we all need to look at that. I really do. You know, to decide what our personal values are, what we
Yeah.
want.
I've been doing a deconstruction course through the Center for Non-Religious Spirituality. And one of the homework assignments was to pick 2 values that, and also another thing I didn't mention was defining 3 ways that you want to feel in life. And I was like, well, I don't know how I want to feel. So this deconstruction course has given me lots of thought, and it's informed a lot of what I said in my speech today.
Very good. Do we have any other questions or comments from out here in the gallery, or even you people on Zoom?
I'll say something. That was wonderful, Shay. A great way to show that the obstacle is the way, to fill in and do the topic despite the fact that you weren't prepared. You did great. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Guy, for mentioning that. That's the book we've been studying called The Obstacle is the Way. And we sat down to read that this morning, and we were hit with this big obstacle of Mark not being able to do his talk. And Shay jumped right in there and showed us through her own action how the obstacle can be the way to go. And I really appreciate what you've done, Shaye. And you've actually brought something to me as far as an idea. When I first came to this congregation back in 2001, it was kind of a happenstance thing, but it was all came together when I stood in the circle around the outside of the pews and held hands with everybody, and we sang and did our little circle, and it was wonderful. I thought at that point, I have found home. And this is after being born and raised a Catholic, being an altar boy, being cast out there and going to all kinds of other different churches to try to find a place for home. This was it. And so it's become known as New Thought to me, but I've done a little study on that too. And New Thought is really an open term. It can include everything. And I love the fact that you're giving it another spin with meta thought. And what it kind of inspires in me is that we all should have the same courage that you have to get up and talk about ourselves and what we believe our ultimate spirituality is. Because I think what the thing that happened to me while listening to you was that I identified a lot of things that you said. Some of them were kind of nouveau or whatnot, but in the end, after you explained them, I identified. And I think that is the purpose of New Thought, is for all of us to realize that we are all one. And no matter how we tend to segregate ourselves and try to define our own thinking, we always come back to that central one of us. And I like to call it Mother, Father, God, because the mother is the first being that we know in the human relationship. And I thank you so much for all of your sharing and everything that you have done for fellowship. Shaye brought us to the solstice celebration and ran that, and we had a great time with it all. So thank you, Shaye, and keep coming back. And
Sure.
anybody else? Let's give Shaye a round. Thank you. Do I have to wear this now?
Well, you oughta.
Welcome back, and I'm glad we're all still together here. And so that brings us to another performance from Shaye. She's going to, So she's going to do the song, sing a little song, which is not in our binder or anything. So anyway, here's Shaye again with Sing a Little Song.
Yeah. Sing a little song of cheer and brighten up your heart today. Sing a little song and sing it loud and clear. No tears come out along the way. Sing a song, and you'll never have a worry all day long. It will fill you with thoughts of joy. Sing a song, sing a song, sing a song. Sing a little song of love, and then your dreams will all come true. Sing a little song, and you'll be thinking of the happiness in store for you. Sing a song, sing a song. While you're singing, you can write a little note. It will fill you with lots of love. Sing a song, sing a song, sing a song. Sing a little song of praise, and every man you meet will smile. Sing a little song, your praise. Keep singing, won't you, all the while? Sing a song, sing a song. Where your melody can guide you all day long. It will thrill you, fill you with lots of light. Sing a song, sing a song, sing a song.
Thank you, Shaye. Another great performance. All right, well, that brings us to our celebration of abundance. So I'm going to ask you all to hold your offering up against your breast and repeat with me. Divine love falling through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive through infinity. I am prosperous. And thank you, Jerry, for being our collector. Okay, so we're ready for the children to show up
Here
here.
in a minute, they had quite a mess going on in there.
Oh, they did, huh? So yeah, so we'll be patient. And we have the mic all set up for him. Fred is performing his sound duties there. Okay. I'm gonna go put the thing in the microwave. Yeah, I hear them. They're getting louder,
They're
so
coming.
I'm sure they'll be here.
Is everybody okay with the board meeting for next week?
Yeah. Is everybody out there? Anybody out there?
I think everybody's here.
Everybody's here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all okay
Okay.
with the board meeting.
Margaret, you're okay with the board meeting next week? Yeah. Okay.
Good, good. I have a feeling we'll have a lot to talk about.
Yes, we will.
Yes. So let's see if we can get items into Jerry for the agenda. Or is the agenda already made?
No, the agenda's not made. Kate's making the agenda.
Oh, okay.
She's gonna send out the notices and make the agenda. She's taken that off my plate and I really appreciate it.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Of course, that puts more pressure on me.
Yeah.
But hey, that's okay. I appreciate it.
I'll go with Russell.
And so did Mark say when he would give his talk?
Well, he's giving the talk the third Sunday of this month anyway, because there's 5 Sundays.
I see.
Is this Sunday? No, it's next month. There's 5
I was gonna
Sundays.
say, February's kind of short. February is kind of short.
Yeah, we got 28 days.
Yeah.
There's only 4 Sundays.
Right, there's only 4 Sundays, so he's giving two talks in March, so.
Okay, but he's not like gonna speak next week,
No.
give the talk that he was gonna give.
No,
Okay.
who's scheduled for next week? David Combs, the Qigong master, is speaking next week.
Oh, okay. And you're gonna be speaking on Zoom, right?
Yes,
Okay.
because he's in Florida or someplace like that. He used to be in Colorado, but now he's in.
And that's Yvette's friend. She's bringing to us, right?
Yeah.
Very good.
Anyways, he sounds like a very interesting person, and his blog is very interesting, so I'm looking forward to hearing what he has to say. He's, of course, a miracles person also.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Yes.
he'll be preaching to the choir.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we'll see what that is.
Your chair's falling, your chair's
I
falling.
see. I feel it. Oh. Okay. Thank you, Margaret. I'm an expert at falling, though. You can ask Kate. I found more creative ways to fall on that e-bike. I'm afraid the bike's taken more damage than I have. Here come the kids, and they're bringing all kinds of poster-looking material.
And if you guys need to tag me holding up your vision board, okay, get up there. We'll do vision boards and then read. Okay, so read. I'm going up here so I can help these girls. Luna, do not. Get over there with Aries. Oh, I'll hold that. Yes, sorry.
Is that showing up on the big screen?
Yes.
Good.
Good morning, everyone. Today in class, the older kids made vision boards and the little kids
Hot beats.
made hot beads. And we all basically on our boards put down what we want for the future or want now.
All right.
We're all gonna explain what we put on our boards.
Very good.
Fred,
Thank
move
you.
over here, son. Move over here with your brother. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, my name is Serenity, and down here I put away from the rush because I want more than just a 9-to-5 job. I put Zen because I love to keep my peace. Great minds think differently. I want to be the bold type. We live in the present, but we think in the dreams. Design your dream. This is like a #1 like business or a makeup brand that's #1 right now, and I want to show that because I'm really passionate about that, and that's something that I would want for myself. I'm very passionate about music and performing on stage. It's one of my favorite things to do. So I put a lot of artists in like fan and then an eye for like the public eye. I put art because I love art. Just down to art, and then a beautiful art piece, a house for like the tropical, like a villa because I love vacations, and then a $10,000 bill.
Then there you go.
Okay, next.
Very good. $10,000 bill.
Okay, so mine's like very empty because I didn't really get to finishing it. But so like in the future, I would like to have like a really nice house, and then just like the inside, I feel like that was really nice, and just like a piece to go inside the house, and then just like a swing to go outside of it, and then another piece, and then I would like to have a Lamborghini as my future car. And then I would like to live in like Los Angeles or like Hawaii, so I put like just like the ocean and just like dolphins. Just, I don't know, I thought it was really nice. And then my 2 animals that I really like, a dog, and then that looks like my dog that I have at home. It's a cat, but it's okay. And then a really good music creator.
Okay, thank you, Jaden.
Jagan.
Aaliyah.
Here's Leah. Wow, look at this one.
Close to the mic,
For
Leah.
my future, I have a lot of houses, but I want to be a real estate. And then, I want to meet a lot when I get older. I want to become a real beginner. And I want to meet this student patient. And I want to go to one of the concerts.
Very good, thank you, Aaliyah.
Thank you, Leah.
Mike, Jerica.
That's the microphone.
For my future, I really like my big bathtub, and I really like ice cream and lions, and I like the shape of this glass. Yeah.
And what's with the cat?
Oh, I don't know. I just liked it.
Like mountain lions, huh?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then Usher. I like Usher. And then I thought that looked like Michael B. Jordan, but it wasn't. And then I really like Dior and Louis Vuitton. And that's my board.
Stephanie.
Okay, here's Stephanie.
So really, mine is like, this is my house that I, like my living room, and then this is the house I want to live in, and I want to have a pool in the back, and then this is the purse I want, and this was kind of just a quote, and this is my mirror that I want to do, and then this is my perfume, and this is my cat, and this is Marilyn Monroe. I just put her on there, and this is another quote. And then this one is Phoenix, because I want to live in Phoenix. So, yeah, that's my board.
All right, right,
And you're reading.
there we go.
Okay,
Here comes our reading.
get up close to the mic, girls.
Yeah, right up to it.
Right up to it.
Whenever someone seems to say, I don't love you, go away. Look deep within, for love is there, hiding far below his fear. Fear that you don't love him too, but you do love him, and he loves you. So whenever someone seems to say, I don't love you, go away. Look deep within, for love is here, shining bright, forever near. Don't be fooled by someone's angry face and words. Listen very carefully, for what they are really saying is that they are afraid and feel unloved. Their anger is a call for help and love. Let us help all our brothers. All we need to do is love them. Who could stay angry when love surrounds him? Whenever someone seems to say, I don't love you, go away. Look deep within, for love is there, hiding far below his fear. Fear that you don't love him too, but you do love him and he loves you. So whenever someone seems to say, I don't love you, go away. Look deep within, for love is here, shining bright, forever near.
All right. Very good, ladies. Is that the end of our show there? Okay, well, I hope you ladies take those storyboards home and keep putting pictures on them. Okay. Okay, well, that was lovely. That's the most involved we've had, the children showing us, so showing their hopes and dreams. So let's hope that we in fellowship here can help them realize those. And now we have Bill Clark, who's going to give us our closing thought.
Good morning, everyone. Hope you're doing well today.
Morning, Bill.
Forgiving. Life is an adventure in forgiveness. Norman Cousins. People are by nature flawed. There will always be times when we do things that are disappointing and hurtful to others. Sometimes these things are done on purpose, sometimes by accident. In either case, the result is the same. Someone feels wronged. It's tempting to hold on to these feelings of being wronged or harboring grudges. But since we are likely to be wronged is to be wrong, wouldn't it be better if we could just forgive others and we would like them to forgive us? It's a two-way street. If I hurt your toes, I'm sorry. If you hurt mine, I know you're sorry, and we'll get along together. So the walk away is, I will always try to forgive someone who has wronged me. God bless, and you guys have a great week this week.
Thank you, Bill. Okay. So, next we are going to gather up around and do our closing circle with our songs. So I invite all the kids and everybody to come up here.
Oh my God.
our circle. And 1, 2, 3. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. Weave us together, weave us together in unity and love. Weave us together, weave us together in unity, and yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. With God as our Father, family all are we. So let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me. Yes, this is the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Well, bless you all and bless us all, and here we go to blessing our food and enjoying it together. Amen. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you, Bill.
Good, let's go get that stuff. Caleb, I've got
Morning.